First thing first, if you're not signed up to the Way of Wolf mail list, make sure you're signed up to the Wolf mail list. You can find it on www.thewayofwolf.com/wolf-mail. And what we're going to do is conversations like these, talks like these is going to be involved fully in the email list, where I go into more depth and challenges, etc. And there is a lot of pieces of advices that will change your worldview and that will make you become the best version of yourself. So now I've got it out of the way, today I want to speak about something that's very key. So a common question I always ask is about game. How do you get game? How do you get the confidence that you get to speak with different women? How do you find your ways to make conversation? How do you think quickly? How do you find the ways to get their number, etc.? Yeah, cool. What I've realized is this: game only matters if you're a young man. And to be fair, even if you're a young man, you should not even be focusing on game. I focused on game when I was younger. That's how I know I can speak on this. And to be fair, if I can go back in time, one key thing I would change is I would not rely on game in order to get a woman. The reason why I wouldn't rely on game to get a woman is because when you get older, you can no longer rely on just game. Women require more than just game. Game is the additional bonus. What you need to do is you need to be focusing on becoming a better man. So what game does is this. Let's just get this out of the way. All game is just being able to rebuttal any conversation she has. So for example, you turn around to a girl and say, "Hi, hello, what's your name?" She says her name is Bella. And you can turn around and be like, "Oh, I can see why your parents named you that. Oh, you're so funny." She's like, "Oh, where you heading off to anyways?" She would say, "Oh, no, nothing, just on my way home." Not that it matters where she's going. Okay, no worries. Well, how about sometime we go out and we get something? Like, bro, it's all the extra stuff. You're doing the chasing. When it comes to game is essentially just chasing, saying the right shit at the right time. The issue with having game is you are always having to try. You are always having to apply pressure. And when you are the one that applying pressure, that means you are the one that has less to offer. Because essentially, you're in a contract negotiation. And a contract negotiation is you are trying to get her number, or you are trying to take her out on a date, or you are trying to fuck her. Whatever it is, there's a contract negotiation. And you want to get the best side of the contract. However, if you are the one that has to press for the contract to go through, you are the one with the least power, because the power is always in the person's hands that is willing to walk away. Essentially, when you have game, she's willing to walk away because you are the one that fucking approached her. However, if she's the one that is now approaching you, the power is now in your hands, and you could determine how far this goes, who gets the A side, who gets the B side, etc. Right? Let me give you an example. So, let's say you are now a guy of stature. You are in shape, your money's right, you've got your clout, you're in shape, like you've got everything that is attractive towards a woman, yeah? Women will gravitate towards you. Now, when women gravitate towards you, not only do you get the selection of which woman you want, you will also get the selection of which position she plays for you. The reason why is because women are very selective with who they give what to. I've met so many girls that would turn around and be like, "Oh, you know, I don't usually do this." Don't usually do this for who? Or I'll have girls that would be like, "You know, I was a, my phone's ringing, of course it's you. Yo, let me call you back, yeah? As I was saying, so when you are a guy of stature, you are the one that decides what position the woman plays. Not only do you decide what position women play, you also don't have to pretend to be something you're not. Because what game will do, game will give her a version of you that isn't consistent, that won't exist. Because it's not every day you're gonna talk to her like that. There are some days where you're busy. There are some days you don't feel like it. There are some days where, but as long as you are the one that are chasing her, you are always the one that are always gonna have to portray a certain character. If you now put yourself in position, which is outside of chicks, which is going to the gym, making sure your money's right, making sure your mindset's right, making sure you're taking care of your appearance, making sure you're intelligent, making sure you're on top of your game, women flock towards you instead of you trying to flock towards women, and they can sense it, bro. Realize this: when you see these rich and famous guys talking to women, they're barely saying any words. Yo, hi, what city you in? I'm in blah 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 blah. Alright, I'm gonna be there in 2 days. WhatsApp me. Okay, sure. Brother, let the average guy do that. Hi, blank. Majority of guys are in girls' DM speaking to themselves. You know why? Because they don't want to fucking chase it. So what you don't want to be, you don't want to be the guy chasing, yeah? Because I've been young, I've had game, I've had to chase before, and I've also been on the other side where you just chill out like this. Be in a club, bottles, and women flock towards it. And you can be like, nah, I don't want that one, I want that one, I don't want that one, I want that one. And you can turn around and say shit. Sometimes I might just go out and just tell women I have a girl, and I'm just tell girls I'm engaged. They want you so badly, they don't even take your engaged answer for what it is. They turn around and be like, oh, so how comes you ain't got a ring then? So all the shit that you think women care about when you're using game, women don't really care about. It's because women are very selective with who they give what to. Flip it on the other hand now, yeah? And let's say you want that guy and you are the one that is trying to talk to her, you're trying to run game with her, hey, you know, where are you from? Okay, what kind of activities do you like to do? And you turn around and tell her you're engaged. If she even responded to you in the first place, once you tell her you're engaged, she's gonna be like, okay, no. And she's probably gonna write a think piece about you on Twitter. So the aim of the game is not to have game, ironically. The aim of the game is to become the guy that doesn't even require game. On top of that, when you look at game, or when you have game, your access to women is very limited because you can only access women that will fall for your game. Women are hypergamous by nature. They're gonna go for the top done dada. They're gonna go for the guy that has it. You know why? Because instinctively, regardless of what nowadays want to tell you, your aim as a man is to protect and to provide. If you cannot protect because you're not in shape and you have skinny arms, and if you cannot provide because your money is shit, there's very little you can offer a woman. Game, okay. Yeah, hey babe, the rent's due. Let me see if I can pay the rent with some game. Let me see if I can buy your nails with some game. Let's see if we can take a holiday to Santorini using all of this game I have. So, game is very limited. It limits your access to women and it limits what you can actually do for a woman. What you want to do is you want to build up the things that women require in order for you to become the man that can have access to many women. Not only do you have access to many women, as a default and as a foundation, you can also have sustainability for yourself. You become a better version of yourself. You're more in shape. You have more access to things that money can buy. People respect you more. You have more discipline. You enjoy life more. You enjoy the fruits of your labor. And as a byproduct, you end up getting more women. My point is this: stop focusing on trying to have game and focus on becoming a better version of yourself so you can get the things that you want. Less about game, more about gains. Women will definitely respect the guy that has his life in order, he's in shape, his money's right, he can articulate himself well, he takes care of his appearance, he's intelligent, he's disciplined, over a guy that can just make her laugh. Key. You know why? Because key only lasts during a honeymoon period. After a long enough period when you're with a woman, the key thing ain't gonna work. There's no way you can key your way throughout a 10-year relationship. You're gonna have something to give to her. You need to make her become better. The reason why is this: men have to come with something. Women are multipliers, meaning women don't come with the original thing. You provide the original thing, and whatever you can provide, whatever you come with, women then multiply that. If you give a woman a house, she'll turn your house into a home. If you give a woman your semen, she'll turn your semen into a child. If you give a woman groceries, she'll turn the groceries into a home cooked meal. So you need to provide something in the initial beginning in order for her to multiply what you have. Now, if all you have is game, what's she gonna do? Multiply game? You make her key, so she makes you key. Like, it don't make sense. Like, what's this, a Dave Chappelle show? What you need to have is you need to have shit in order, shit in place, and by default, women flock towards you. I always say this: don't focus on chasing the butterfly. Create a beautiful garden that attracts the butterflies, and you'll have your access to all the women you want, and you can then pick and choose which woman you want, as opposed to only picking and choosing from the few bunch you've got just because you've made them laugh. And to be fair, if you can make them laugh, there's always going to be some other nigga that can make them laugh harder than you. So if you're getting a woman just based off of you making her laugh, best believe it's only going to become a matter of time where there's going to be another guy that can make her key more than you can make her key, and you lose her in the long run. And it's going to be nothing, it's not her fault, it's going to be nothing but your own fault. The reason why it's going to be your own fault, because you should have been focusing on becoming yourself a better man so you can make both your lives better. So in the end, she will always stay and respect you. So let's key, more gym reps, more making money, and more making yourself a better man. And as a default, you will get better women, more access to women, and everything you want in life. Yeah. All right. At this point, if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe. In fact, make sure you subscribe. That's the main thing I fucking care about. The rest, if you like it, like it. If you don't, like it anyway. Yeah.